to Guatemala. Woo! And I'm in. 4 out.
We're about Temple 4 for sunrise. Where you at?
On a temple waiting for the sunrise. Where you at?
Tikal National Park is home to many of the Mayan ruins from ancient civilizations that we know very little about. On our recent trip to Guatemala with our church, Kyrie and I took a few extra days on the front end and the back end of the trip to explore the country.
Traveling all day.
Through a little flexible date searching on Google Flights, I was able to find flights for half the price of the rest of the team, which gave us a little more money to put towards the adventure. Tikal was the first choice that we had. So after a flight down to Guatemala City, a little layover to jump on a domestic flight to Flores, and about an hour ride up to the park, we finally made it. The park's normal hours are not very early or late, but if you want to be in the park for sunrise or sunset, you have to book an extended ticket and have a guide. We got there at 4 a.m. to meet our guide and to get us into the park so we could get to the summit of Temple 4, which is the highest one in the park, for sunrise. This is also where some of the scenes from the first Star Wars was shot. Over the past couple of years, I've had the opportunity to visit many past and current world religion locations. It's been really heartbreaking for me to see the kind of worship that people all over the world have attempted to reach out to a deity that is completely false. The temples in Tikal are now just a memory of a people who once tried to find their way to God. Once we got back to Guatemala City, we met up with the rest of our team as they arrived, and we were off to drive to Huehuetenango. What looks like not so bad of a drive on the map actually turns into a extremely windy, twisty road up and over each mountaintop, and it took us most of the day to get there to our destination. So one of the purposeful choices Megan and I made in 2023 was to take our kids on a mission trip somewhere around the world. And so we were able to take Gray to Ecuador. I went on a trip there in February. I was able to take Phoenix with Megan and I both to Uganda in the spring. And then in the summer, I was able to take Kyrie to Guatemala with our church group. It's a very high priority for us to show them the world through the lens of the gospel and get to see God at work around the globe, and also allow them to take part in that ministry.
Of the invisible God. The firstborn of all creation.
This trip was led by JT, who leads One Way Ministries, and we're thankful for his partnership and leadership in multiple countries, partnering with local leaders and equipping teams to go and work alongside them.
Our objective is to reach desperate, forgotten, impoverished people groups around the world with the whole truth of the gospel message. Our desire is to reach the world and teach the word.
what was really cool was one night we were doing a community event and the power went out with a huge storm. And it was neat to see how resourceful the people were and how willing they were to stay and hear the word that was being shared and the testimonies. And our team and the church team from Huehue really pulled together out in the edge of the building in the pouring down rain to run the grill and to feed the people and to work together. Even though there was a language barrier, it was neat to see God's people come together and work for a common goal and just be so energetic and excited about the opportunity they had to share in the ministry together.
Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all you weary and burdened heart, I will give you rest."
Entonces, el versículo que vino a mi mente fue Mateo 11:28. Venid a mí.
Where are we going?
Handed out some food and tell people about Jesus. I don't know where, a village, someplace in Guatemala.
In this community, the people work in coffee plantations, and this is only like only for harvest time. And so they work as a family, and because they need like the children's little fingers to pick the coffee beans. So they get paid from 30 to 50 cues a day. And then the rest of the year, they just have to go out and look for work in other farms. So they really struggle with food in this area. Well, food, health, because they don't have anything here. They only have like a little elementary school where they have 3 teachers, I think, from preschool to 6th grade. And they don't have like a health center. They don't have access to medical care at all. They don't have anything. You'll get to see that in a minute, like in a few minutes. So.
Third thing it says in John 3:16.
La tercera cosa que dice en Juan 3:16
Whoever believes in him shall not perish.
es que dice todo aquel que en él crea.
One thing that was awesome to me was to see Kyrie take the lead in ministry in so many ways. She jumped in with a whole team and made relationships with the kids and the adults. One of the things I love seeing is we handed out food bags in the mountaintop village. She would take her bags and take them to the families that were assigned for those bags and then pray over them before she left.
We have a Christian school here in Calvary La Esperanza. We love it because we have a mission and a vision. Our mission is to teach the kids about God's word and to make disciples. That's the main goal for us. We are a Christian school, but also we are a bilingual school. So our kids learn English here, knowing that our native language is Spanish. So it's a challenge, but it's also a mission that the Lord gave us. We started the school 6 years ago. We had 20 kids, and now we have 280 kids.
Most importantly, we have the amazing opportunity to pour into the lives of our kids and to teach about the gospel of Jesus Christ. So that's one of the most important priorities that we have at school. Not only the academics, but also discipleship. We're looking to create disciples of Jesus Christ on these beautiful kids that we have in our hands.
Working alongside Patty and Calvary Chapel and Shayla and Huehue, we got to see how God is using those churches to share the gospel in each community. Guatemala is a beautiful country filled with so many different cultures. It's the meshing of the Spanish influence of the Mayan history, and volcanoes are visible in almost every direction you turn. There's such a long list of the things that we got to do while we were there, and I can't even go through those without taking forever. So we went to a hot spring to take a dip in the natural hot springs there near Shayla. Got to eat some awesome food. We had one extra day more than our team that was there, so when they headed to the airport, we went to Antigua and spent a day there and got to see some cool places in this historical city. It's an ancient city surrounded by volcanoes and a really rich history. I want to take more trips to see the world, to see more cultures, to see more places, to let the kids experience new places. But I also want to keep focused on the task that God has given us to go into the world and make disciples and teach them all that He has commanded us and share the good news of the gospel.